Initial solutions to every challenge is admission.
First and foremost, let me use this your August platform to thank the very good people of Ketu South, especially our Syria callers. They have been on some, strike partially for some time, but 2 weeks ago they called it off, and I'm very proud of them for taking that bold decision. We came into government together. We would manage this country together, and we need them at every step of the way. Coming to the issue, Honorable has done the job for me, so I have very little to say. I really would have gone some way, but he tried to manage it, so I'll be very simple with it. But typically, I think that the MPP themselves are not doing themselves any good, but they are public, posturing now. Okay. There was a thank you tour. They called it off because of some debate.
Was it called off?
No, not debate. They said they were calling it off so they can go for the demonstration. They were joining the demonstration.
No, it was done simultaneously.
Yeah. No.
The demonstration
on the day of the demonstration was what we called off, but post it we completed.
So you continued?
Yeah, he completed it.
Ken was not part.
No, Ken had withdrawn.
So a bit of some of those things are a concern for Ghanaians. You see, even though Bawumia tried to say he was sorry and all that, what is he sorry for? You see, this is where the issue is. A blanket statement like, we are sorry, is no statement. What are the specific things that Bawumia feels, especially when their own report is out? What are the specific things that he feels that these were wrong? I should think that he's a man of data and will be speaking from data by now. What are the specific things? To all intents and purposes, we knew that E-Levy was a good thing for them, so they had no problems with it. If Bawumia now feels
an individual was against E-Levy.
Well, he never said it while in government. Never. He never said that while in government. No.
He actually even went on Peace FM.
No, on Peace FM. By the time he was going on Peace FM, they had asked him, he was actually campaigning, and they had asked him what his view on E-Levy will be. And he says, when he wins, he will withdraw it. He feels that people should not be taxed and all that. But Bawumia is not an individual, excuse me. I mean, even at the time of flag bearer, he was representing the party. What does the party feel? What does the party think? What is the party's policy? And he was in cabinet together, and he was actually the head of the economic management team. So it's difficult to extricate him from the lapses of the government.
But you admit that in governance also is a majority concession.
When you say majority concession means what?
It means that, even at cabinet level, is the majority decision that's...
So you can't come out and say that you were against it. You knew before you went inside. the same majority voted for you to even become a flag bearer in the first place.
Yes.
So you cannot now say that the majority decision is bad. If it is bad, pull it through. Because when Bawumia was made flag bearer, what we were told was that he was the economic messiah. President Akufo-Addo publicly said that he brought on Bawumia so that so that what he would help him fix the economy. Has it been fixed? No. We got eggs on our heads, in our faces, at the end of the day. So E-Levy came to pass. Bawumia can't take, will he take credit for it? Because in one breath we are told that E-Levy brought so much, and it was used to do something else. COVID levy. It came in, it was used to do something else. And in one breath, you give credit to yourself for some achievements you have chalked. Then in another breath, you want to run away from the basis for which you chalked some of those achievements. Because the health infrastructure, for instance, the Agenda 111 was built around COVID levy. Period. If you remember.
Is the COVID levy that was used for the Agenda 111?
No, that was the explanation for the COVID levy. When COVID came, and government wanted to go, we're doing all the things we're doing in COVID. They needed some funds to support. And when he went to commission that hospital that was built, the special disease hospital that was built, it was at that place that he made the declaration. Initially, they were going to do 88 for only the district assembly. Then at that program, he said 101 because 111 because they were going to upgrade some other regional hospitals. And fantastic idea.
But he said he was going to use the COVID-19 levy.
That was the financing base for the project. I don't know if you get myself. The whole bit about COVID levy was to support health infrastructure. And the health infrastructure at the time was that agenda. I know, but you are in parliament if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm taking notes. I know
so these were the basis for some of those things. In one breath, they are taking credit for starting the project. In another breath, we were told that they didn't support the COVID levy and all. I think that's where the difficulty is. Then Bawumia must be clear in his mind exactly what are the errors. For instance, we have errors in the way our funds were managed. You have a whole government that won't produce textbooks for students, but will be interested in buying past questions, printing past questions at the cost of 38 million Ghana cedis every term for students. And yet you won't provide textbooks. You have a government that went into cathedral. How much was spent? $58 million was spent, yet will not provide infrastructure for schools. You have a government that went into the free spending on its own to the extent of borrowing from the central bank. Over 60 billion was borrowed from the central bank. You have a government that left a debt of 740 billion Ghana cedis from 120. So these are the challenges. You gave haircuts, he mentioned it himself, and all the things that have happened. So we are expecting him to go speak to the specific issues. What are those issues that you disagree with? What are those mistakes that you felt was wrong? Now that the report is in, because I wouldn't have been saying this if he didn't have the report. With the report in his hands, I believe that he should speak to specifics. That will endear people to his integrity. That will also endear people to his honesty, with which you're saying. It's not because you need power tomorrow, so you now want to tell us that you're sorry. Sorry for what? Lives were lost. When COVID came, lives were lost. There was the haircut. Lives were lost. People lost their livelihoods and all that. Pensioners lost their... We even have former chief justices who were queuing, to demonstrate against your government. What are the specific things? I think that is what will help his image rather than the blanket apology. And why did he choose UK in the first place? Even though he was meeting MPP, majority of the people in the UK did not even vote. The people who voted, the 41% of people who voted are right here with us. You left us. You went on a campaign tour. You never mentioned this. Sorry, on a thank you tour. This was never mentioned. You spoke to issues in this country. That was never mentioned. In fact, he even wrote a letter to the president at a certain point in time, recommending some things to be done. You never mentioned that. You lived in this country for all the 4 months.
He apologized.
No.
Even the general secretary of the party also apologized.
No.
And then he spoke to some of the issues that may have caused the party's defeat.
No, you see, the apology, this is the first time. He admitted that they did some things wrong, but not an apology. For the apology, this is why is he making the headlines if he has said it already? It wouldn't have been news. The apology, this is the first time he's rendering the apology. But he's admitted in his other presentation that, they got some things wrong. Given the chance, they will correct it. But as for the apology, the naked apology for Ghanaians or to Ghanaians was made in the UK. And why the UK? Why not speak to your people right here in Ghana? The biggest apology Bawumia must render to Ghanaians is right here in Ghana. The people of Ghana needs to know. It is not even MPP people who are interested in that apology. Majority of the people who even voted against them are the people he should be apologizing to. So indeed, we need a certain level of candor, a certain level of integrity, a certain level of honesty, a certain level of approach in dealing with this matter, so that going forward, we know exactly what you're bargaining for. And this business about we'll win 2028 is what vitiates all the goodwill he's talking about. Because is it all about winning power? That's why he will apologize. Because right in the same place where he's apologizing, he's talking about winning power. Come on, please. We deserve better. Ghanaians are not rubber stamped that such that you only come to them when you need your vote, you apologize, get the mandate, and then you do worse off. President Akufo-Addo also apologized. You remember when they lost the 2008 elections? He went on the thank you tour and apologized to Ghanaians that they got some things wrong. He even extricated himself, just like Bawumia is doing right now, saying that he didn't buy some of the state lands. All the money that came, he used his private car. He didn't live in the government bungalow and all that. He's trying to distance himself from the Kufuor administration. It looks like this is no Kufuor then. Akufo-Addo was a member of Kufuor's government. And then when push came to shove, he distanced himself. He said he wasn't part of the things that happened under Kufuor. And then Ghanaians believed him. Somehow, some way, he won the elections in 2016. It looks like the same template.
So Bawumia is repeating the
It
same.
looks like the same template. He's been part of it. He is even worse off because he has been the vice president, head of economic management team, head of the police administration or security. And then he comes out today to say, I distance myself. We are sorry for what has happened. Ghanaians forgive us and all. Same thing Akufo-Addo do. Same template is being repeated. But this time around, I can assure you, both the NDC and Ghanaians are very much awake. We are watching, we are observing closely. We will scrutinize every policy through and through. We will make sure that it is honest enough, it's truthful, and it represents the interest of Ghanaians. Otherwise, forget it. Kiss power goodbye. Because power must come at a cost to many people. Otherwise, we will always be in the circles. He talked about the fact that this business about 4 years mandate, he's not impressed with it. Same with me. I believe that government must be in a continuum. Today, we are hearing that some students abroad on scholarship are going to picket and all that. And their allowances have been waiting for 14 months. And I'm asking myself, why? What happened? Why did they go on the scholarship in the first place? And the total number in the U.S. alone is about 9,300 students in the U.S. alone. GIMPA is only a total population of about 5,000. So that's more than a whole institution.
They could have studied here.
Excuse me. What courses are they doing? We talked about STEM education. STEM education means science, mathematics, and then technology. What are the investments in those areas? And some of the schools in this country are doing it. KNUST, for instance, has been built to run programs of that nature. Why are we doing all this to ourselves? If we're taking doctors, pharmacists, and all that, the health infrastructure
we'll get to that
in that area, I would have been excited. But to have 9,000 students in the U.S. alone studying under government scholarship, that's excuse me, crazy. That's a lot of money going down the drain. Why are those monies not channeled through programs right here in Ghana? Why are we not developing the curriculum? Why are we not giving them the necessary infrastructure in the various universities to run some of these programs?
We'll get to that matter. We'll get to that matter.
So I believe that government is in the continuum. I side with him. I'm not going to go